Hello, this is Miguel. The purpose of this video is to provide a description about how to create and implement a user story for the OpenHID Lab CoVR Virtual Reality Application 1.0. This video is aimed for future CoVR team members. If you have any questions about the process of creating a user story, please feel free to reach out to me, or for general questions, please reach out to Dr. Francisco Ortega, who is product owner of Dr. Masoud Sajadi, mentor of VIP Senior. In this video, I am going to go over a Scrum methodology overview and creating a user story and tasks on Mingle. Okay, let's start with Scrum overview. Uh, Daily Scrum happens every day during the sprint. Um, it's a brief meeting called the Daily Scrum, which is conducted daily, as I said. This meeting helps set the context for each day's work and helps the team stay on track. All team members are required to attend the Daily Scrum. Sprint planning. At the start of each sprint, a sprint planning meeting is held during which the product owner presents the top items on the product backlog to the team. The Scrum team selects the work they can complete during the coming sprint. That work is then moved from the product backlog to a sprint backlog, which is the list of tasks needed to complete the product backlog items the team has committed to complete during the sprint. In the sprint review, after each sprint, the team demonstrates the completed functionality at a sprint review meeting, during which the team shows what they accomplished during the sprint, and typically this takes the form of a demonstration of new features, but in an informal way. For example, PowerPoint slides are not allowed. The meeting must not become a task in itself nor a distraction from the process. This is very important. Then in the retrospective, at the end of each sprint, the team conducts a sprint retrospective, which is a meeting during which the team, including its Scrum Master and product owner, reflect on how well Scrum is working for them and what changes they may wish to make for it to work even better. So this graphic is an introduction to the essential elements of using Scrum for agile software development. On the left, we see the product backlog, which has been prioritized by the product owner and contains everything desired in the product that's known at the time. The 2 to 4 week sprints are shown by the larger green circle. At the start of each sprint, the team selects some amount of work from the product backlog and commits to completing that work during the sprint. Part of figuring out how much they can commit is creating the sprint backlog, which is the list of tasks and an estimate of how long each will take. And this is needed to deliver the selected set of product backlog items to be completed in that sprint. So at the end of each sprint, the team produces a potentially shippable product increment, working high quality software. Each day during the sprint, team members meet to discuss their progress and any impediments to completing the work for that sprint. This is known as the daily scrum and is shown as the smaller green circle above. Now, after requirement elicitation is done, user stories are created by the product owner beforehand, and or by developers, or by workshops between developers and product owner. There are different ways. For CoVR, the management and creation of user stories is done in Mingle. So let's go to Mingle. If we go to the Sprint Planning tab, we can see all user stories created by Dr. Ortega, product owner of CodeBR, or by developers. It is as simple, if you want to add like a new user story, it is as simple as clicking on the plus sign here and filling out the details. Now, what are the details? The details are, you need to include the who, which is, who is doing the user story, which is the user in this case. The what, which is what is that this user is trying to accomplish, and why it is that that user need to accomplish this. So that's why it goes like, as a user, I would like to be able to log in into the system so that I can, so that the system can know is me, and I can know is my personal account. Uh, then you write the acceptance criteria, or yeah. So in which you specify what describes the validation of the user story. You can send a message to Ortega through this tab here, and to ask for acceptance in case that the user story was created by developers. Um, and then when you start with a task to work on it, you just move it to development. Then when you start testing, you move it to testing, and then when you're done, you just put it to done. Of course, before, when you created the user story, you have to set the amount of points or hours that you estimate it would take for you to complete the user story. And then by requirement solicitation, we uh, assign tasks from to the user story, and we create then the use case diagram and continue the process of creating a sequence diagram, implementation, object design, system design, and and that's it. So thank you for listening and for watching.